Well, thank you both of you for making the adventure to come over to this side of town and be a part of what we're doing here. The Minnesota Music Note is really about everything music in Minnesota. So I love having these conversations and digging in deeper. A lot of times when you're in the bar and there's loud music going on, you meet people, you like people, you can tell their personality is great. You don't really get a chance to get deep into a conversation or really learn who that person is. So, and then to take that a step further, obviously you guys are related to a venue in Hudson, which is a great venue. So I want to talk to you a little bit about, where that came from, where it's going, and all that fantastic stuff. But because I know who you are, the audience may not. Why don't you start out by introducing yourself?
Okay, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Megan. I book the bands down at Ziggy's. I'm also one of the managers.
I'm Misty. I've been in this industry for a long time. I'm the GM at Ziggy's, so it's new for me. I just started about 3 months ago, so
Awesome.
interesting.
Yeah.
All about the music.
Yeah. Yeah, and so we started a little pre-conversation outside, and you had some really wonderful things to say about music, and I want you to repeat that now for the audience. Like, why do you love music, and why do you think music's important?
I think music is good for the soul. I tell that to everybody. I said there's no matter any life event that you have, music is the one thing that always heals it, makes you cry, makes you laugh, or it brings you back to your childhood or being a young teen, like just memories of things that we forget through life. But music brings it all back. And I love that about that. And I said the same thing about sometimes we laugh because if you go through my phone or my, any of my music, you'll think I'm like, I really need help because I'm so bipolar, right? Because it could be like Marilyn Manson to Jason Aldean to like, they're like, what is happening? I'm like, I don't know. That's how I feel. Because then sometimes you're working out and you hear that intense music and the next one you're like, I'm in a sad mood. This would be fine for this rest set, So it kind of it fills you with a lot of emotion. So, and everything you do, whether you're hiking, walking, your dog, or just, some days you get just lost in thought and sometimes music just... And sometimes you just keep skipping because you're like, I need that one song to get me through the day. Just, I don't know. I don't think enough people appreciate it because when I grew up, music was everything. Like you'd go out on the lake and there'd be live music. And we've kind of gotten away from that with all the concerts or people just stop going out or they don't want to drive out to see who's next playing. But there's so many great venues out there with music. And I wish more people, like if you would just go out and be a part of that. You can go see every fancy, musician or celebrity that you want to see, but it's the local people that keep it alive.
No
the
doubt.
music, the old school music that they can sing brings it back, and people, especially the locals, love it. Gives them something to do, and I just wish more people got out and did that and realized that it's okay to get out for a few hours and just listen to music after dinner. I mean, it is. Just you don't even have to drink. You just have to go out and just get lost, And we've gotten away from that. People got really quiet in life. They don't want to go out and socialize as much as I did growing up.
Why do you think that is?
I think they just got stuck, We grew up in a generation where, the 80s, the music started to come alive from, you go to the 50s all the way up. The music is just so different back then than it is now. And I say that to everybody. It's you can there's not a single person that won't go back to the early 80s or 90s where the music gets them excited. And sometimes I would say the music nowadays is kind of washed out. It all kind of sounds the same. And I think when you hear that old stuff, not all of it, but when you hear that old stuff, I think it touches more people that way. And it's our generation. So how do we get that younger generation to feel that same love for music than they do? Because I don't know, I think we just grew up in a really good decades back then where the music was kind of edgy coming out and we're like thinking we're breaking the rules because they have like a swear word in it.
There was still something new to do, right? Yeah.
Right.
That's interesting. I was having a conversation with somebody the other day about TV, right? And it used to be so taboo, like you couldn't say ass or show an ass on TV. And now literally on like network television,
it's
on
everywhere.
regular shows, it's everywhere. You can cuss it. It doesn't make any difference.
Kissing was like the big thing,
You're right.
So now when you hear like swear words in music, back then it was like, oh my God, did he just say shit? You know what I mean? You're like, this is great. This means, but then it just got to the point where it turned into everything, and I think you take away a lot of the feeling if you're just always seeming like you're swearing all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or there's more, like if you go back to any of the music that we grew up with, whether it's country or monster ballads, old love songs, Michael Jackson, there's hardly any swear words or slang.
Yeah.
You know, it was more about getting the message out.
But I think it's interesting because what you were talking about, how the music has changed and progressed, and now we're getting into where it's like nobody can really do anything new that kind of just,
Right.
you know, and I think that's exactly what it was, right? They're trying to shock and create something new out of these same patterns that have been mastered already. And I've had some other musicians on here kind of talk about the same thing. Like, it's so hard to come up with something that's brand new now that kind of sounds different. And, you know, we've crossed everything. And if you got country rap and, you know, metal blues and, you know, just like every sort of cross genre has happened. So, yeah.
Do you think that's because, I always compare it to movies. Like, you keep redoing the same thing over and over again, trying to get a different result, and you're not. You're stuck. Mm-hmm. So where can we collaborate music where you create your own, you come back? Is it because we're too airbrushed and the people are afraid to step out that, you know, when they first started, I mean, you had Willie Nelson, there was no vocal changes. It was just, you got what you got. Johnny Cash, all of them. You got the original voices. Today, they're not original. Yeah. They're pretty much airbrushed. And so these young kids I always call it airbrush, fine-tuned, you know? But you have these young kids are like, I'm not good enough. But what if they are and they're not being heard? And what if they have a talent, but it's all about how I look or who did this for me and that, or where can I go, instead of just having that true passion for what you truly love? I mean, there's no original voices out there anymore. So this is why live music is great, because you actually get to hear them. You know, like who's really, really singing. Like who's got that passion in their voice where they come out and they actually just sing for the crowd. Mm-hmm. And that's what we're missing. So live music brings that out. You know, not everybody should be singing, but we listen to it anyway, and then we get going and we move on, you know. Like, well, I don't know if I want them back again. That was horrible. But it was good entertainment. You know what I mean? But you don't know if you don't try.
Right,
you know?
right, yeah.
But that's the greatest thing about music is it's like anything that's older, we need to get the kids excited now. It's like old cars, old music, everything. Like they've lost the trade. You know, or if they ain't somebody that's on TikTok or YouTube, or they're just not going to be famous, I'm like, it doesn't grow overnight. You just got to get out there. So I think with what we were trying to do is trying to get those young kids to come in with their friends and family that don't have a place to go to sing, where they get that 1 day, 2 days a week where they can come sing and just sit on the stage and just let themselves be heard. There's no place for anyone to go. You know, they're afraid. They can sit and sing in their room and to everybody, but how about you get out there?
Well, tell me more about, maybe Megan, tell me more about this initiative. What exactly is it that you're doing?
Well, we're working on doing riff-offs is kind of what MJ was bringing up.
Riff-offs. Okay.
So kind of like think Pitch Perfect, like the riff-offs. We want to do that and be able to bring these kids in, because like the high school has several like a cappella groups and different choir groups. And they don't really have a spot other than school to perform. And if we want to keep the live music alive, having to give them an outlet and a place to go to do that and perform is just a really cool opportunity that we have with having as big of a venue as we do now, especially with adding another stage, having Hop and Barrel. Like we have all this space now to be able to provide this.
We haven't gotten into that yet. We need to unpack that.
Don't get all excited. I left that all
that's
out.
fantastic. I know it's a bigger venue. I got lucky enough to park in the other expanded parking lot the other day. Like, wow, this is convenient. Not having to go park down by the river walk and
walk up that hill
in the cold, and walk up that hill. So yeah. Very cool. Yeah. So riff-offs, that's nice. That's one of the new initiatives that you guys have.
Well, it gets them out there, but it also gets them excited. I think we've gotten away from it just challenges them a little bit, gets them out of their shell to be like, oh, let's just go do this. This is going to be great. Will it work? We don't know. You don't know until you try. And I tell everybody, this is the one thing. But then I want the a cappella kids who come and just sing, or the girl who just wants her guitar, or the boy who just wants his drum and he just wants you to hear him. If we don't do that, we lose live music. We lose everything about it. And it's getting less and less because our generation is getting older. And I tell people that they're getting tired. My parents that would go out to live music and all these music venues, it's not as big as it used to be. And I don't understand why. Is it just that they're stopping, or is just, I know that kids have different interests, but not all of them do. And I think human nature is the same. I think we all crave the same thing. We just don't know how to get there. So you have to create something for them to get excited about, and that a venue where they can actually go and do it.
I think the cell phone might be at the center of this whole thing.
100%.
I was literally
not to get deep into that whole commentary, but it's just like now, my teenage kids, it's literally they can entertain themselves nonstop. And it is so difficult to be bored now, right? And nobody wants to be bored. I'm a sucker for it. I'm 47 and I can't put my freaking cell phone down, So it's hard for me to tell my kid that they need to. But I know when I was a kid and when we were all kids, right, you get bored and you go out and you talk to people and then, now let's pick up a guitar and make some terrible sounds come out of it.
Or you just do what I did and just go put on the Beastie Boys with your brother and jump on your bed and start singing the Beastie Boys because you think you're the Beastie Boys.
Exactly.
You're like.
So I think kids still find those moments. I mean, I find my teenagers find those moments when they find their tribe and stuff like that, but not as much, right? Because a lot of times you'll walk into the bedroom when the kids have friends over and all three of them are sitting in there with their own cell phone,
not talking
to each other. But they do find some of those moments, but it's just not as as commonplace because they're not
connecting.
They're not, so they don't have a chance to connect. So I love what you guys have in mind, and there's actually a couple of other things that I've heard about going on around town that I'll share with you maybe offline because I think what I would love to see is like you guys are doing something, they're doing something, they're doing something. Can we connect into all of those different people's networks? Because then these kids have more than one spot. They've got 3 or 4 spots they can go to, and that really gives them that chance to share their gift.
It's also like if you get the one kid to sing out there, then the other kids will come see them, and then it's just bringing people together, and we've gotten so far away from that because you're right, technology has really, really taken a toll on life and in every aspect, but definitely for music.
Yeah,
it's taken away a lot, and it's more about instant gratification instead of just waiting. Oh, that new song's coming out! I can't wait to download it, and then you listen to it over and over again, and then by the week you're done with it because you're like, I've listened to it like 3,000 times, and let's go down to the next one. You know what I mean? Well, we were just sitting ready for the radio to come on just to record it.
Even musicians don't necessarily put out an album anymore. They'll put out 3 songs. You know what I mean? And they're instantly downloadable because that's just it's easier to digest that way. So very interesting. Yeah. The world continues to change, but let's
just got to bring it back a little bit, just slow it down a little bit. And I think we live in such a fast-paced world that it's instant. And if we don't have it instant, then we're mad. Or if it takes us an hour to drive, I don't want to go. You know what I mean? If it's too late, I'm not going to go. I mean, going out when I was young was 9 o'clock. Now, if you ask me, I'm like, no. If it's not 7 o'clock, I'm not coming out.
I think it's one of the greatest things that came out of COVID, right? Is that all the bars started closing a little bit earlier because when you play, even when you're in a band and you're playing till 2 a.m, it's like, oh my God, nobody's there anymore. No. You're playing for the bartenders who also want to go home.
Well, I did. I think one of my focal points was to bring music back to 8 o'clock instead of the 9 o'clock. So I'm gonna keep that time. Because I think it's important because people are out having dinner, and if they're done by 6:30, they're not going to wait till 9. They're going to go back in. So if I have them eating till it's 7:30, the band starts in a half an hour. Let's just
even
run
if they
down
know
there.
they're coming up soon. Yeah,
We
had that benefit on the 23rd when we played at Ziggy's Hudson that there was it was an insurance company or whatever. They stuck around
and it's important because people aren't going to come out if it's like 9 o'clock and they're done eating and they're like, I want to wait. I think bringing those times down, it doesn't mean you have to necessarily go home at 11:30 or midnight, but it also gives people that chance to get out and hear music for an hour, hour and a half, and who knows, they might stay, and that's important. And I'm trying to get the consumer to come out. The customers to stay. I don't want them to go home. I want them to stay, and I want them to come in. So how do I draw that? But I also said a lot of that comes to your community. And I'll tell you why. I sat on the chamber, and we had this conversation, and my one question was, why do you guys all close at 5 o'clock? Why? I said, and most of them are like, well, I have family, I have kids. I get that, but if we're more seasonal, so if you want to bring people in, you can't be inconsistent with your hours. So let's say one shop wants to do that. They want to shop, they want to eat, they want to listen to music. Well, if everyone's closing at 5, 6 o'clock or 9 o'clock and restaurants are closing at 9 o'clock, no one's coming out. So people have gotten away from staying out later because they've gotten away with it because COVID shows that you can, but not necessarily. You've damaged that whole community. Because we're all closing early, or we're closing at inconsistent hours. So let's say the shops stay open till 7:30 instead of going home. People are going to come out and shop, and then they're going to eat, and then they're going to go out and listen to music. Where do we want to go? Where's music? Where's good food? Where can I shop? there's no draw anymore because most people will be done by like 4 or 5 o'clock. And then they'll go home, and then restaurants is my biggest pet peeve is like, I worked in Stillwater for 20 years. Restaurants close at 9. Drives me nuts. I'm like, so you're trying to tell me the guy who comes and flies in to stay can't eat after 9? I don't ever remember that happening, like growing up. Like you could go to Perkins and have a pot of coffee till 5 in the morning. You know, I'm not saying it's, but there was a lot less than there is today. Like every corner there's a restaurant or something. So the greatest thing about us is we have restaurant, we have food and music. So you get both, and you get that late night feel as well, but it's not super late. It's just 11:30 midnight.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm trying to get everybody to eat, to drink, to socialize and listen to music. And that's, I mean, if you can have it all in one place, that's amazing. So I'm trying to bring communities back and trying to realize that the reason that we survive is because of people who come out. Not because we shut down early. Because we actually draw in people to come out to see the community that we're in and give something back, whether it's 15%, 10%, have a sale. Stay open for the big events that we have instead of trying to partake in them and get out and be part of the parade. Be there for the people that show up. And so that's what I want for this company. This is what I want for the venue. I want to be that company that brings in those people and gets them excited. Not just for the food or the drinks, because great things are coming, but the music is the one thing that we have gotten away from. I mean, really, Hudson doesn't have any music. Really, if you maybe a few places randomly here or there, but the amount that they bring in is insane.
Yeah.
You know, and we want it more. We want it Wednesday through Saturday, and then try to figure out what we're going to do Sunday through Tuesday. What can we do music-wise, whether it's a piano guy or a drum takeoff, you know, where you have, like, we have dueling pianos. How about we have, like, a drum duo, you know, who can do the best drums, you know? And you just have to appeal to that instead of just sitting at home and missing out on life is what everyone is doing. You can just sit and watch as much Netflix as you want or your phone as you want, but when you're getting older, you're going to want less of that. You're actually going to want to be out and wish that you would have done more and didn't stay in your house more. And I'm trying to get people out more instead of staying in.
That's awesome. Well, let's get Megan back into the conversation here. So we started to talk about kind of this new metamorphosis that's happening at Ziggy's, and I don't know if we can talk about the brand change, but okay, cool. So, I mean, obviously, Ziggy's, you know, I'm representing Ziggy's All Stars tonight, so I'm a big part of that the world's biggest band, you know, which is a fantastic thing going on. But you know, because of that, I've fallen in love with both Ziggy's, but. Your Ziggy's, the Ziggy's Hudson, is going through some changes. So why don't you talk me through a little bit of that? You've been around since before the change and after the change.
I have. I've been around since our Ziggy's in Hudson basically opened. So that's been fun. Yeah.
And how long ago was that?
2018.
2018. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so it's been a minute. It's been fun.
Right on.
So we're changing to Max's Social House. So that is going to be the big brand name change. But what's not changing is the music. That's staying. Actually, Melvin is very big on adding more, which is why we are adding a second stage downstairs. So we will be able to do a full band downstairs as well as upstairs.
Wow. Okay.
And now that I'm not getting ahead of myself, he also did buy Hop and Barrel. So that is going to be the social hall of Max's Social House, and we'll be able to host bands and stuff over there too.
Wow. Okay.
So
that'll be
really
more
cool.
like a place for rent sort of thing.
No.
It'll be
Max's Social House.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So more
Cool.
like Nashville.
Yeah.
Music on every level.
I like
Yeah.
it. Yeah. I've been down on Broadway one time actually. Yeah. Literally just.
It's a lot.
You can't get away from the music. It's everywhere.
No.
Which is awesome.
Which is really what he wants to bring to Hudson, which is really cool to me because the old owners of Ziggy's, that was their thing too. They loved live music. Melvin loves live music, and they want to have it be a social place again, to have people come back and reconnect, get off of the phones, and like you were saying, reconnect with reality and people. You don't meet new people by sitting here on your phone. You meet new people by bumping into random people. I've made so many friends through the Jamily, and like just customers that have come in for music.
Yep.
That have become such like big parts of my life. They've watched me grow up my entire adult life. Some of these people from 21 to 27 have been a part of my life. It's so weird They look at me now and they're like, "You were a baby." I'm like, "I know I'm not anymore. It's fine."
Yeah, but we need that. We need that venue or that place or that ability to kind of connect and meet these people and develop those relationships over time. So that's really fantastic.
And we really are in Hudson. We are the only place that does live music.
Yeah.
I think Big Guys Barbecue.
Well, they're in North Hudson. They don't count.
Oh, they're North Hudson. Okay.
They're North Hudson.
They're on the other
They're
side.
on the other side. That's a different. That's North Hudson.
Different
North
vibe.
Hudson.
Yeah, different vibe.
That's the lumberjack ones.
Yeah.
It's that feel. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it still is. I mean, we're far enough apart though too that when they do live music,
Yeah.
and like even if the Emporium is too, we're all so spread out on the ends of town. Like we're in the middle of those two.
Yeah.
That it's cool. Everyone still gets their groups of people, and most of the time, none of us have like the same bands,
Right.
Which is nice, or the same type of bands. I feel like we all do a good job of like trying to plan around different genres, which is nice because then you're not fighting as much for competition and who's going where.
Yeah.
Well, I think with the 3 stages, I mean, you could.
I know with the
have
3 stages,
completely
we could have
types of
3 different things
three
going
different
on at the
vibes
same
going on at all
time.
times, yeah.
So
that's
the-
pretty fantastic.
The Hop and Barrel is going to be a little bit different. That's going to be the bigger venue. That's going to be tickets. That's going to be bigger bands drawn out. And I don't think he's just looking in Minnesota. I think he's looking and pulling in from everywhere.
Oh, nice.
So that'll fit about 300 to 400
Okay.
versus we have a capacity upstairs for 150, downstairs for 150. So you get 300 max, and that has to be controlled. So if you put all your music on each levels and then have your bigger venues where you buy tickets, that's the better venue for people to say, well, no, let's just hop over here. Now we're done with this one. This one still has 2 levels. We can still listen to music on each floor if they get bored with that one because it'll all be connected as one. So it's not just one big music venue. It'll be beautiful.
So why the brand name change?
So Melvin, his family calls him Max.
Okay.
And from everything that he has said, he and his family are all very close.
Okay.
And he loves that. He wants a place again for it to feel like a home. So
Okay.
can we talk about the rooms of the house?
Yeah.
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 I wanted to get
construction, so yes, yeah.
I was like, I don't want to get
No secrets.
I don't want to get in trouble. So like Melvin sent out an email to us about a couple weeks ago about like his vision.
Okay.
And so it's Max's social house because, again, he wants everyone to come and be social. So he has divided the buildings into rooms.
Okay.
Is what they call them. So, like, the downstairs is the parlor. You're going to have piano during dinner. You're going to eat. The upstairs, where all the bands are right now, is the attic. It's going to be more of the club, social, like, not necessarily...
It's not going to... So the downstairs is more of your... somewhat bougie twist.
Yes, thank you. That's what I
so
was
very,
looking for.
very eloquent. The cocktails will match the vibe. Where upstairs is more like you're a little bit more rowdy, more handheld. Yeah,
That's my
Ooh,
jam.
I got this. And then your in over in the social hall will be just different. That'll be not every day because that'll be bigger venues.
Right.
The 2 floors is what we're focused on the most. And
Okay.
focusing on that because that's really where it's all going to be. Because the other one is a little bit more separate. You will have an atrium, which is going to be beautiful. It's going to be glass. It's going to be
they're enclosed in the
heated,
patio.
enclosed. Yep. So you can walk through, see everything. It's going to be really cool. So you get to eat outside. You get to be inside. You get to hear it all. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on, but you'll never get bored. You want it to be the it place where you're not just drawing in people from Hudson or Stillwater. You really want to draw those crowds from an hour away.
It's going to be a destination when it's all done. It really
And you
is.
want that. And you want it to appease to everybody. You can't just have the same stuff over and over. Then it gets boring. So you want people to get excited. So you do have to go out and shop for the bands that you want. But the rooms are going to be exquisite. Downstairs is going to be absolutely stunning when you walk in. It's going to be a huge wow factor. The upstairs is going to have like your long curtains and your warm vibes, but more rowdy. More of your upscale, let's go drink, party, dance, get a little rowdy.
So
The
I know
chairs
downstairs
is the suit we were talking about.
Yeah,
where they had,
Where I matched.
Yep. We're just matching.
and the downstairs is under construction right now.
Yeah.
So are there any timelines we can talk about? Not to put anything on,
It's an
end
iffy.
of March.
No.
Not anymore.
No.
Getting
Well,
pushed again.
I've done this for so long that, when you open businesses and you open restaurants, you know that the timeline never goes as what it.
Sure.
Now, it's exciting because things are starting to come together, whether your cocktail menu, your food menu, but the colors are starting to come together. So I would say probably mid-April, early May, with a full open of it. And I'm sure there's still going to be a little things to tweak, but I'm pushing more.
And that's full open of the downstairs and the
Nope, just the downstairs.
downstairs.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yep. So the upstairs will still be open. It still is open.
Yeah.
But the downstairs is going to be where you come in and you're just like, oh, this is amazing. Like the colors are just
nice.
It's going to be new.
Nice.
And it needed love. These are great buildings that need love and attention, and Melvin is definitely putting detail into that.
Nice.
Which is fun to watch and get to have some input on the flow of how it should work and what you want. And the vision is almost the same, him and I. So it's kind of fun to listen to his vision, and I kind of giggle knowing that I know what you're saying. So I'll help you get there. You know, so it is going to be exquisite when you walk in. It's not going to look like Ziggy's, but it's going to. It's really hard to explain. It's just, it needed love. It needed love, and he's the guy who's going to give it that opportunity.
So how about the brewery side? Like, what's the timeline or plans for that? If you can talk about it now.
Yeah.
Well, we got to get the brewery equipment out of there first so we can start putting in the stage and stuff over there, too.
Yeah.
So there's not going to be any brewing happening on that side
No.
anymore. It's really just going to be an event venue space.
Right.
Social space.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Which will be really cool when it's all said and done, because where that patio is being enclosed is between the two buildings, there are garage doors for when they'd load up kegs and stuff.
Right.
So when we have a stage and stuff in there, we can have those doors open. And you can be inside, outside, sitting and listening to bands and music and stuff. So that's going to be super cool, especially
That
in
is
this
cool.
summertime.
And there'll be a full bar is what his vision is to have in there as well. So
Nice.
it'll be really, really cool. I'm excited. It's fun. I mean, you get excited, you get scared all at the same time. It's a very big project.
Sure.
But if you execute it right, like I tell people, if you get in there and you know exactly your vision, you got to stay with it because it's the way. And people are like, oh, there's the way, and that's what you have to stay with. Like, so when your vision you just got to stay there and focus on that. And yes, you're going to have ups and downs. You're going to have moments where you're like, is this going to work? Being scared is part of the process of having a good thing. So you should be scared. And I tell people, everyone should be scared a little bit. You're betting a lot on a dream. And you can make it a reality if you just stay with what you know.
Well, it's a mighty big dream, and I'm really glad that you guys are here today sharing this vision with us here on the Minnesota Music Note. So really cool. I mean, I look forward very much to seeing, all three spaces open and walking in, and I got three choices of entertainment happening on the evening, probably even more if there's like a piano bar earlier and things going on later. It just sounds really, really cool.
Yeah.
Like a great destination, great opportunity.
Yeah, it'll be fun. And then it'll just be a way, what are we going to do this weekend? Let's go to Hudson. Let's go to Max's.
Yeah.
But the greatest thing about Max's is he's keeping the Ziggy star.
He is.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
He wanted to keep it in there because it's where he started.
Cried when I saw the logo because Ziggy's has such a important, like I have my entire adult life has like been in that bar. And so when I saw the logo, I literally looked at him and just started to sob like a baby. I was like, I love this so much. Thank you. I know it's your logo, but this means so much to me. I was like, thank you. I love it.
He didn't come into break the community. He came into build
Help it.
Okay.
So it's really cool. And I mean, from a guy coming from the outside in, it's hard because when you have families and stuff that have been there for their lifetime, you're not always going to fit in, but I think he's going to fit in just fine. I think what he's going to do is going to bring a lot to the community, and he's very giving. He's very giving that way, and he does care. There's a lot of passion.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's fun to watch.
Very cool. And so Melvin's not originally from the Hudson area, then, is what you're saying?
I don't know much about his history, but I don't think so. No,
Okay.
Michigan. I think he's a upper Midwest boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
same vibe, different state.
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah.
So cold.
Know how to deal with the cold weather.
Yeah.
That's the important part, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. So Megan, tell me a little bit about so you said you started in 2018 with Ziggy's, and you've seen like a lot of music come through there.
Yeah.
Like, what have you seen change?
I've seen bands, evolve. There's bands that are no longer bands that when I first started working there that were there all the time and they've broken up. changed. Sorry, I am so nervous. I don't know why I'm so nervous. Just shaking.
You're good. Just, you know what you know.
Yeah.
Shake it off. Shake it off.
It is also fun to watch bands evolve. Like Bootleg is one of my favorite bands. Shout out John Sonic, formerly of Bootleg. Watched them forever when I was, 21. Bootleg, John Sonic is no longer a part of Bootleg. But still to watch how that band has even evolved and changed and how they're still continuing to grow and put on great shows. We're getting them back into Ziggy's soon here, which will be fun. Audio Circus is another one. Watch them changed over time. And watching bands change up their set list, I think, is one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
If everyone could strike Purple Rain from their set list, I'd greatly appreciate it. I'm so tired. I have listened.
One of those songs that doesn't need to play anymore in your playlist, huh?
Let Prince have a song, please. Just let him have it. We were talking about that in the car because remember that was one of the questions. If you could just strike one song, I was like, I want to hear it all the time. I love the song, but every single band plays it all the time, and so do the piano players. So when I hear it 7 times a day, I'm like, not again. Not again.
You get a different version every time.
That's funny because that's one of the songs I was thinking about recommending to our band. because you have to have a couple in there that everybody knows, that everybody wants to hear.
Well,
so I was thinking that would be like a pocket song that we wouldn't play.
So many great songs, and everyone picks Purple Rain. Why not Raspberry Beret? Throw that one in there. Like,
I like Little Red Corvette, but here we are.
Yeah.
We just did the Shaw's Jam. We just did When Doves Cry, but it was like a metal version of
There you
When
go.
Doves Die. So it was yeah. Sorry, I'm a metalhead, so we do things like that to great songs.
But that's fun though. It's a fun, cool twist that you can put on music to also bring life back to a song that people might not necessarily listen to. And then if you put it into a genre that they do like, they'd be like, oh, okay, like cool. I actually really like this song.
Nice. Yeah, that's kind of our shtick. We would play some heavier stuff, but we also play some stuff that shouldn't be heavy and kind of make it our own style.
Which is
have
really
some fun
cool.
with it. So,
It's fun to
That's
watch
cool.
bands take music and make it their own.
Yeah.
Because if I wanted to hear the person who sang the song, I'd listen to them do it. So when bands come in and they make things their own and they ad-lib or they're adding things, it's such a cool thing.
Refreshing.
Because, it is. And it puts on a different show because a lot of bands come in and they have similar set lists. But you don't want it to be like people coming in from Friday to Saturday. Even if they have same songs that they've played, each band makes it their own. So it's not you're not watching the same show 2 nights in a row.
Sure.
Which is what everybody needs to do. You need to take it and you need to put your own little spin on things to keep people coming back, to keep the crowd entertained, to keep the bartenders entertained sometimes too. Like even on those slow cold nights where it's just us and the band sometimes, because that does happen. Or like we had that big snowstorm come in and everyone was like hiding at home and it was a handful of people, us and the band. But we all had a great time.
You got to get out in that snowstorm.
The 30 people that were in there were having the time of their lives.
Yeah.
It was so fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Music is great. And when you do put a twist on it of your own, it does get people interested because they're like, and I think bands don't get away from that a whole lot because of fear of judgment from the customer because you're like, oh, you just changed it, you wrecked it, But if you don't try, you don't know.
Yeah.
And I always said there's a ton of great music you can make, like you're saying, you take your metal and you change your music and whether it's fun or wrong, but it's changing it. You don't want everything to be the same. You don't want to sound the same.
Yeah.
Well, and you can always change it back. If you try it, you change it, and people are like, you can always change it back. You don't have to stay. You can change. You can try something else.
How often do you guys throw in your own music?
We have 3 original songs that we put into our set. So
That's awesome.
we're always writing new stuff, but it takes a long time for a new song to come out. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I always ask because
we use it as we use all the covers as a diving board, to be able to kind of get our stuff out in front of people and for people to say, okay, I'm willing to listen to this. So
yeah. That's why I ask because I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's an awful lot of cover bands, and that's also like a thing, cover bands. Cover bands are cover bands, and original bands are original bands, and they shouldn't intermingle. And I think that's total bullshit. I mean, I like every once in a while to put on like shows, so we'll like organize 5-6 bands or whatever, and I'll have a folk band starting out the night, and by the end of the night it's like heavy stuff. You know what I mean? And I think that's cool. But that's also like you, I'm the same way. Like my set my playlist and my thing can go all. I can be listening to Mazzy Star and Lamb of God, one song after the other, and that's okay with me because of my moods go all over the place, and music speaks to
creatures.
me. Yeah, music speaks to us, right?
It does. Yeah. It tells a huge story. It can pull at your heartstrings, or you can have a really good day and you hear one song and you're like, oh, I'm so sad now. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the way it goes. Or you're just pepped up and ready to go. Like, there's some times where you're traveling and all of a sudden an exciting song comes on and you get more excited because you're traveling, and it's just a great
gas
feeling.
pedal starts to go down a little bit.
Absolutely. Like, sorry, officer, I was just listening to the music.
70 miles an hour. Ooh,
I used to
slow down.
I was in the Army, and my second duty station was Germany at the time when you could still drive as fast as you want on the Autobahn. And there's this 9 Inch Nails song off of one of their albums that just starts playing, and I'm just like, I cannot drive slow to that song.
You're like the pedal. Well, it happens when you get lost singing. You don't realize that your foot is just getting a little bit heavier on that gas. But that's feeling.
But at least in Germany, it wasn't illegal. I could get away with it. Here, it's like okay, I have to keep an animal. Supposed to be older and more responsible now. But yeah
so they say. You only live once.
The judgment's still out on that. So. Cool.
You know how much music is out there that why do we play the same 10 songs? Yeah. It's like books, right? Or movies. They do the over and over and over again when there's so much great music that gets missed that we used to love. And then when they play it out of random, you're like, oh my God, I totally forgot about that song. This is amazing. And then you don't even remember who sings it because you're like, it's never been played. So it's I kind of think that would be cool if people just started bringing songs back that people forgot about.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it too with alcohol and drinking, like I know it drives me nuts when people play or pay the piano player to play the same song over and over again. But it also comes back to them being fun, having fun, happy, and like in that moment, that song is it. That song is what is fueling the night. It is their hype song. It's their jam. It's like this is what we're starting the night with. Let's go.
Then so they're amped up the rest
of it. Exactly. Yep. Which is super fun and super cool to watch. Do I want to hear your hype song 17 times in a row? No, I don't. But, like, I love that you are vibing right now and having the time of your life. Because you can. You can see it on their face. And the joy that this is.
And they get up to dance.
Genuinely bringing. Yeah, and they're standing up, even downstairs. Like, they're getting up and they're dancing in the middle of the dining room around tables. Like, you do you, girl. You have fun. And it is cool to watch.
I had one lady that came in and she was so crabby. She's like, all he's playing is the new stuff. I want the old stuff. I'm like, well, honey, you can recommend. Well, you go recommend it. I'm like, I don't know what you want, but I'll recommend it. But you go tell him. That's why he's up there. I just hate this.
Write it on a piece of paper or something,
Tell him what you want.
Have slips.
And what did he say when he was off? He said, what can I do different? I said, play old music. This lady's just crabby. Play something that she can relate to. Just ask her age first, which women always hate. But... Right. She was mad because he was playing like the new. I mean, it was a younger crowd, and you always get those women who are in the like early '60s that just want to rock out that '80s hair, and they're not playing that music. They're playing the younger generation of rap and all this other stuff, and she's just getting irritated because she doesn't know the songs, and she's asking me to recommend. I'm like, go tell him that's why he's here. Go tell him what you want him to play. Like,
I'll tell him it for you.
Yeah. So you mean and I said when you come in for music, you have to hit every genre. You have to hit every era somewhere, whether it's one song or 2 songs. You got to appeal to everybody. It's music for everybody. And I think we all kind of get stuck of just playing what we know instead of playing of what we should be playing for each decade of music.
It's an interesting conversation, honestly, right? Because there's agents that I've spoken to that like work with some of the bigger bands, and they basically dictate, you have to have these 20 songs in your set somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Shania Twain, you have to have those, but
that's another.
I feel the same way that you do. Is it's like when I hear people playing those same songs over and over again, I'm like, that's not an exciting night for me.
No.
And so there's a big thing going on with a lot of the cover bands, and even some of the musicians that I've had come in here who are starting bands to specifically play like deep tracks and things that are not what everybody is used to listening to right now. I know
Revive It.
Beth Hill's new band, Megabeth, is actually doing like real deep tracks and different tracks and things like you just don't hear every other band play, which is quite neat. You got bands like Good for Gary, they're playing things that nobody else plays, right?
Yeah.
They're doing a very specific
We were just having
thing.
that conversation on the way over.
I was actually surprised seeing Good for Gary on the bill to play at Hudson, and you told me it's 150. Like, where do you put all the rest of the people? Because they can bring in 3,000 people, man. They really pack the place. We love going. If my wife wants to dance, we go watch Good for Gary.
They're such fun people. Like, I can't even tell you how fun they are.
Yeah, they're
amazing. Well, they're also kind.
Yeah, super kind, super friendly, super kind. But like you said, like, they appeal to everybody. They're not stuck in like one era. It's everywhere. You know, could you go back to a little bit of the 50s and get some of that fun swank out there? Sure you can. That's good stuff, you know. You bring that stuff back and that younger crowd even is starting to like all of this music again. We just have to revive it. Yep. And yeah, we're stuck with the same 20 songs. You know why we're stuck with them? Because they're popular. Not because they're good. Just because they're popular and everyone knows them.
Yeah.
But there's so much music. So much music library out there that we've forgotten about, that's missed, that can be bigger hits than what we're playing for the same 20 that you have to start.
Yep.
You just have to figure out, how do I get it out there? Or do I just start doing it?
Yeah.
And do it opposite of what everyone else says and just dive in and start singing this stuff.
Yep.
Get everyone excited. It's new. And then throw them a curveball like, oh, I'm not used to that, but this is amazing because I haven't heard the song in like 50 years. You know what I mean? So
I love when that happens. When bands throw out a song and I'll like stop to her and be like, I forgot this existed. Yeah. I'm so happy. And then I'm immediately running over to my phone to like add it to my playlist. Yeah. I can be like, I want to listen to this.
Like, I forgot about that and I loved it back in the day.
Awesome.
It's really cool, like, you know, because the younger generation always being on their phone, and my two kids are like, we'll be downstairs and we like rotate who gets to pick the next song, and we're like playing music, we're working on something together, and my 12-year-old puts on the B-52s. I'm like, like, how do you even know who this is? Oh, I've heard him on Instagram or something like that. So there is some benefits coming out of that, right? They're reviving a lot of the old songs and associating it with something that's giving them that emotional moment that we got maybe when we first heard it, and so they are liking that older music and kind of revive it and bringing it back.
You know what we need a lot more of? Green Day. I love Green Day. I do. I don't care which way you twist it. We just need to, like,
taking notes.
That is so funny.
Notes.
You said that. One of the bands, the booking agents that I was just talking to, is Green Day tribute band.
Yes.
Nice.
You know what I'm just saying? Like, you go back to the 90s and you're like, oh, who can we just throw in there for a wrench? And, you know, I love it all. Limp Bizkit, bring it back. Just throw it in there. Just a random. Out of there. Like, just find that one random song. You have your whole spiel, and then you just throw this random song in there, and they're like, what? And everyone gets excited. Yeah. Like, oh, there's just so much great music out there, and I just think it's forgotten. Because we play it over, like Prince, for an example. Everybody goes to that because, yes, you're right, it's popular, but there's just as many out there that are hidden that everyone has forgotten about.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, if a band busted out with Raspberry Beret, everybody would go nuts too, right? Because it's one.
Well, there is one band that has come in and they have done it.
Is that right?
And I can't remember what band it was. I have to ask Doug because both of us stopped dead in our tracks, turned around. We were like, finally, someone picked something other than Purple Rain. We were so excited. And it's a great song.
It is.
And I had totally forgotten it existed till like that moment they played it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love this song.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both. Notes taken. Green Day, Raspberry Beret.
There you go.
I'm writing this mentally down.
It's like the Indiana Jones of archive of music. You know, you need like a band named Dr. Jones and archive of music. You know what I mean? Like archives.
Yeah. Cool.
You know, there's so much great music out there, and I just think it's lost with the same 20 songs. You know, or people are stuck and they're afraid of change. Well, you don't grow if you don't change something. And I just think there's just so much great music out there. And there'll be times where out of nowhere a song that I haven't heard in 40 years will come out and I'll just get lost and like, oh my God, God, how much I love this song. I may know even the words. You know what I mean? You're like, how do I know the words from this? And I don't know what I came to the kitchen for, you know?
Right. Yeah, I mean, some Elvis tunes will pop on, and my dad used to love Elvis and listen to him all the time. And so I'll be like, I didn't know I know the words to this song, but this is a great tune. So
Elvis is great. The Doors.
Bands would add more in there. More Elvis. We need more Elvis.
We need more Elvis, and we need some Doors. We need some of that dark, vibey, good stuff. Nobody plays the Doors anymore.
You're just getting all the insider information to get back into Ziggy sooner.
Yeah. I'm just trying to
there's a good thing going on tonight. The trilogy at the Myth. I don't know if you know about that.
Yeah.
So it's
trilogy's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love.
There's
love
a
music.
Doors tribute or whatever that's part of that. So yeah.
There's just so much great music, so many great bands that are forgotten about. You know, I love big hair bands too. I'm a monster ballad chick, and like you bring me back to Cinderella, Whitesnake, I'm good.
That's nice.
You know, a little heartbreaker song, and I wasn't even dating back then. I was like, what, 10? You know, like I felt it. You know,
You sang it with your whole chest.
yeah. And then you get like to 14 and 15, and it even means more because you have that crush. You're like, oh, you know.
So what's your favorite Whitesnake song?
You know, I don't really have a favorite. I just like them all. No, I just like all music. I like from Bon Jovi to Whitesnake to Cinderella to, you know, Never Say Goodbye over and over again, you know, growing up, you know. What is the one I'm trying to think of? The words are in my head, but my brain is not popping.
That's all right.
Because I got Bon Jovi in my head
You're
now.
on the spot. It always happens. Yeah.
Yeah, you put me on the spot, and I'm like, now I'm going to go home. I'm like, damn it, that was my favorite song.
Yeah.
We're calling you on the car right back, be like, we found it.
Yeah.
This is
That's
it.
right. Yeah. Call me afterwards.
I go
and
to
we'll just
Monster Bells and
insert it under this part.
Yeah.
The song was
Yeah. Dun, dun, dun.
the little bumper at the bottom. So how about you, Megan? Like, what's that song that when you were young, or it could be a couple of them, but just something that just like it hit you? and it's-
Jailhouse Rock, Elvis Presley.
Really?
My grandma was a huge Elvis person, and so was my dad. Both are passed away now. And we would dance in my grandma's room on vinyl. They'd put the record on. My dad would be here, my grandma would be here, and we'd dance around the living room to Elvis.
That's cool.
And that is still hands down. I'm gonna cry now. I hear Jailhouse Rock and I scream it while I have tears coming down my eyes because it does. It brings back such a wonderful, happy memory. Hands down, my favorite song.
Yeah.
Will always will be.
It's on my music playlist, just so you guys know when I work out. It does come on.
That's really
and
that's an awesome
it's such
story.
a banger. It's
Yeah.
such a banger.
Yeah.
That song is just, you can't not dance.
No.
At least
Well,
I can't. I hear it and I'm like dancing.
It doesn't matter what music comes on, because even on like my radio, I have that Elvis station on all the time. Like you can never get sick of it. I mean, his
No.
voice, it's one of those people that you actually never get sick of hearing his voice. Maybe because it changes each time he sings. It's not the same tone. It's always different. It's exciting. It's sad. In the Ghetto is still my favorite song.
Oh, yeah, that's a
it
great
doesn't
one.
matter when I hear it. It's like Silent Night to me. You know, the tears come. You just the stories. Just it is what it is. It's life.
My
But it's
favorite
one-
thing to do with Elvis is on car rides, because he had that satellite performance, and you can listen to the whole thing. Is I from start to finish driving. Anytime I go on a car trip, that's where road trip. That's where I start. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is how we do it.
But those are those one things where I always tell people, like, you get lost in music even when you're driving. You lose track of time. You're like, how did I get here? I was just thinking.
Uh-oh.
You
Did
know,
I run a red
right?
light?
Did I? Yeah.
I know I passed 4 of them.
You're like, I just literally lost my entire train of thought. Yep.
Stop sign? What do you mean?
Yeah.
How did I get here? I don't remember driving.
Well, and that's where you're supposed to be. Your mind isn't supposed to. It's supposed to go in thought. You're supposed to go to where that music takes you, whether it's a good place, a bad place, a sad place. It's supposed to bring you there. And I think that if you don't feel it, then you have never connected with music, like ever, because that is the one place that should bring you in every direction of your life. Sad, death, life, babies, heartbreak. And that's usually where most people go, is their first heartbreak is like, oh, I go back 20 years and it's that same song. And then I'll just hit delete, delete, you know. But music is one of those things where you are driving or walking and you lose track of time. And when I clean, I don't have TV on. I don't have white noise in the back. All I have is my Bluetooth banging out, and I just let it go where it needs to go. I don't pick a certain topic. I just let my shuffle go. And that's where I just get lost, and I clean, and I'm happy.
Next thing you know, your house is clean. Don't even know who did
It is. I know. I'm like, who is this woman? You know?
Damn, they're good.
Yeah, she's fast. No, and it is. You should get lost at, even if you're doing yard work. Like if I'm doing yard work and I'm mowing, I'm always have music on. You know, it just makes time go by fast, but it is a memory seeker. It is an emotional toll on your body, but it's the best therapy you can ever have. It will heal your soul. It will break your heart, but it's just there for you. It's a message, and most people don't either relate to, like, oh, I don't listen to music. I'm like, we can't be friends, like, ever.
It's like, I don't
Because that's
trust
all I
you.
do. But like, I read books. I'm like, not the same. But you know what I mean? Like, I just don't know if I can trust people who don't like music. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. Or how about as we're young kids finding somebody who likes the same music, just like it's instant friendship,
And that's where live music is a beautiful thing, because if people are coming out, they're listening to the same thing. They're searching for the same thing. They're searching for that feeling. And you don't know why people. Yeah, they don't know. You don't know why they're coming out. It's not just to see live music. It's to remember about moments in their life when they're young, or when they're getting old, or their mom and their dad are sitting in the back of the car on a hot summer day. With their cigarette smoke and their window cracked. You just never those days. You just pop that music on. You're like, I remember Dad used to smoke a cigarette and turn this on. Johnny Cash is always that one. But just those things, like, people come out for that reason. It's not just for the music. It's for the memory and the feeling. And I truly feel that every time music comes on. It gets me happy. But you do. You could be doing something, and all of a sudden you're like, your brain will go right to that memory the minute that song comes on. And it's the weirdest thing ever. It's like a file cabinet that's been hidden forever. And no one can say anything different. It's a feeling. You don't stay in that moment. You go back into that moment of your life when that song comes on. So, yeah, it does matter. And that's why people go out. It's about connection, but not just to the music, to that moment.
Yeah.
And so that's a great remembrance to keep why music needs to stay alive.
Well, and it's such a great thing, and thank you both for being here. But hearing the vision and what Ziggy's Hudson is going to become when it becomes Max's social house and expands, and it has so much more place, and that both of you are so passionate about keeping that experience available for people. Giving the youth a place to be, and you just. It's amazing. So thanks so much. Thanks for coming out and spending time with me today. This has been very inspirational. And I think everybody knows you, Megan. Not so many people know you yet,
that's
MJ.
Okay. Let's
but
keep it there.
thank you. No, it's great that you're here now and people get to meet you at least, digitally and hear your story and that, the whole team at Max's Social House is really so dedicated to building this space that I think is going to be quite something. So I hope all of our listeners are out there wanting to support, wanting to be a part of what's going on there, and I know we definitely are. So thank you.
Well, thank you for keeping the music alive, though. Yeah. If we don't have live music, we don't have memories. So
that's right.
Yeah. So it's a good thing.
That's right.
So thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with that. My last question is always the same question. If you watched any of the episodes, who should be next on the podcast?
Melvin.
With his glasses.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that'd be
He's
funny.
got one broken thing, so he's always like this, and I always think, I'm like, honey, I'm just gonna go buy you some cheaters.
No, I don't know.
I went on music.
Actually, you know what? Another good venue. Kevin Proschwitz, the owner of the Emporium.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would be a good one.
He's a good one.
He was when I first started at Ziggy's, he was the GM back when it opened in 2018.
Okay.
And worked his butt off and now owns the Emporium. They also do live music.
Yeah.
Not as much as us.
Have you been out there?
It's a really cool
I don't know. I
place.
might have. My wife's band might have played there once, but
I was there when they first opened. Yep.
It's a cool spot.
I've heard of it. I just don't know that I know.
That'd be another one that has a cool, insightful music.
Can you connect me with him? Because I don't actually know the person.
I can send you his number,
That'd be great, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Live music is a good thing. So I'm glad that we got to tell you a little bit about Max's, because it's going to be all of that.
I feel like it's going to be off the chain, man. I'm so excited hearing about all the things you guys have going on.
Really cool. I'm so excited.
I mean, I don't sleep, but here we are.
Sleep is not a thing that exists in our world anymore, but
because your mind is always going.
Yeah,
I want to make this. I want to make this a beautiful thing. So it takes a lot of heart and a lot, and being scared at the same time. Like, can I pull this off? Yeah, you can.
Yeah, well, if you're not stretching, you're just sitting in the same place, right?
Yeah, if you ain't scared, you ain't growing. So here I am. So we're excited.
Well, and we have a solid team now put together, and we've got people in positions and places that we're going to be able to make this thing just such a beautiful, amazing thing. It's going to be so cool when it's all said and done. I can't wait, genuinely.
It's fun because the new young crowd that we're bringing in, just to even be there, is passionate about music, and they're excited, and you want that. And so,
well, it's how we keep it alive. It's how we keep it going, because live music is really a dying thing. And with finding these young kids who are passionate about it and giving them a place to do it, that's how we keep it going. That's how we keep it alive. Because without them, it's gonna die.
Everybody started somewhere in a bar. Everybody.
Yeah.
And if you don't go back and look at that, whether it's from Johnny Cash to Conway Twitty to, Boy George, all of them, they all started somewhere in a venue of live music.
That's right.
And so this is why we have to keep it alive.
Yeah.
Because your next big star could come right out of Max's, or right out of the Emporium, or right out of Ziggy's.
Yeah.
And that's where it all starts.
Very true. Very true.
It's fun stuff.
Yeah. Well, thanks, ladies.
You're welcome.
Thanks for having
This
us.
has been pretty awesome. Hey there, Minnesota music family. If I haven't personally reached out to you yet, consider this your 100% official invitation to join me on the Minnesota Music Note. I'm Will McLeod, co-founder of the podcast crew here in beautiful Robbinsdale, host of the show, and the guy behind the kit for the band Hits and the Misses. I started this podcast because I want to get to know the people who make our scene tick. Whether you're fronting a band, spinning hip-hop, running sound, booking shows, running shows, or teaching the next generation of talent, your story belongs here. We've had everyone from videographers to festival organizers on the mic, and we're just getting started. It doesn't matter if you're playing arenas or just making magic in your basement. If you're part of the Minnesota music community, I want to chat. Slide into my DMs or hit the email below, and let's hang out and talk shop.